Hey guys, today I'm joined with Jono from Running Science to talk to you about warming up. Now, you've probably been told that you should warm up before workouts or races, but you might not be totally sure on what you should be doing. That's why today we're going to be giving you some guidelines on how you can use the warm up to maximize your performance.
A warm-up can be as simple or as complicated as we make it. For many runners, we don't need to overcomplicate the warm-up, but rather focus on a few key principles. So let's dive right into it with a few examples. Before we start any run-in, we want to focus on a few minutes of mobility. Now, mobility differs from flexibility in that it's the amount of the range of motion that we can use rather than the range of motion that we have. So it's the range of motion that's actually relevant to our running. Our first mobility exercise focuses on our hip flexors. So we start by getting into a push-up position. We bring our foot to the outside of our hands, a slight squeeze through our glutes as we bring this hip flexor forward, and you should feel some tension in this area. And once we're in this position, what we can do is move around a little bit, change the angle, and keep this as a dynamic stretch rather than a static stretch. Switch sides, same thing, and we can do this maybe 3, 4, 5 times per each side. Our next exercise is hip openers, which focuses on our internal and external rotation of the hips, as well as a bit of glute activation. So to begin with, balancing on one leg, you might need to hold on to something. We're lifting our hip up to the side, and then we internally rotate as we squeeze backwards with our glute. So to do that a bit more quickly, and you can do about 8 to 10 of these on each side. You should feel a bit of a burn in your glutes as you're squeezing back. Our next exercise is the simple but effective leg swing. So we're standing on one leg, swinging our leg back and forth. What we don't want to do is allow too much movement through our hips. So we're not over exaggerating this motion. We're keeping stability in our hips and allowing the movement to come through our legs. Spend about 30 seconds or so on each side. And yeah, that's it. Simple and effective.
So now that we've finished with our mobility exercises, it's time for a gentle jog. Now, the purpose of this is to ramp up the cardiovascular system. It's to increase your heart rate and increase your breathing, as you can hear. The extent of this jog depends on the level of athlete as well as the distance of your workout or race. But as a general rule of thumb, the more intense your workout or race is, the longer your jog is. As a general rule of thumb, we suggest 8 to 10 minutes of jogging, starting out very gently and increasing at the end if you wish for a more progressive warm-up.
The next part of our warm-up process is running drills. So these are things that we do to help focus on the form and technique of our running stride. So first up, we have high knees, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. So this focuses on our hip flex activation as well as the knee drive stance of our stride. So first off, alternating knees as such. Once this is a movement that you're comfortable with, we'd recommend doing one knee at a time, so as such. This is a simple, quick, easy and effective drill, and anyone can do it. The next drill that we're going to be doing is skipping. So we're going to start with the basic skip and then progress into a more running specific skip as such. So basic skip, what we're doing is focusing on being light on our feet, simple skipping motion. And then what we're going to do from here is progress into a slightly more running specific skip. So for this, what we want to do is emphasize this downward motion a bit more as we do it and focusing on landing beneath our center of gravity.
So now that you warmed up, the final ingredient is strides. Strides just add that pop into your legs and help you run faster during the workout. What's also nice about them is that it gives you a bit of confidence before your workout or race and helps get rid of the butterflies if you are a bit nervous. So what strides involve is running at a pace above your race pace, a little bit quicker than what you're planning to run at, for approximately 15 to 20 seconds, and just doing that for a repetition of about 5 times. It adds pop, it stimulates the form and everything you've just been working at, and I find it helps you run faster during the workout.
To summarize, there are a few things we want in a warm-up. We want a bit of mobility through our hips, a bit of light jogging to stimulate our cardio system, and finally some drills and strides to activate our muscles and running form. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Cheers.